How far you going?
About 30 years.
Why not another big movie? Yep, you guessed it, Back to the Future. And I will review it right after this.
This is our bus. This is our bus driver. This is fun. We're corners for Phillips. We love a fruit roll-up. Woo! We make a big ass flip. Whoa! We want a fruit roll-up. Da-da-da-da. We got tomato bread. Let's have more. It's really fun. We love a fruit roll-up. Introducing the great big taste of new watermelon fruit roll-ups.
Watermelon fruit roll-ups in the 80s. I would have never guessed that this would have been a flavor in the 1980s. So if anybody remembers this, please comment below, because I just happen to find these fruit roll-up commercials kind of interesting with all those chimpanzees and orangutans driving the bus. That's what they're called. No, they're oran. Since I butchered them, I will just forget it, and I'll just end it with tan. So look how they're spelled. This was an amusing commercial, just with all the apes there, because my one friend back in Buffalo kind of looks like this, and he is obsessed with fruit roll-ups. He had fruit roll-ups for a snack for the Super Bowl at age 37. So I hope he watches this of some off chance, and I hope he does hear that, since he's one of those fake sports guys. So moving on, this is back. So this is Back to the Future. This came out in 1985, and if I'm not wrong, I think this was also the big movie in 1985. So I guess I am just doing the most popular movies possible from, I guess, the 1980s. It seems to be a popular, and this is Steven Spielberg. Pretty soon, my channel is going to be renamed Chip Codroach Spielberg. It might as well be, since we seem to be sticking with Steven Spielberg movies.
Was that on purpose?
It was not on purpose. This was totally by accident. It's just not my fault. Every time I open up my DVD case, oops, Steven Spielberg did that one as well. It is not my fault that he produced movies, wrote movies, and directed movies, and it's not my fault that I like good movies. I would apologize, but I am not sorry.
You think that's good?
I'm not going to tell you if it's good or not. I can't say that until the end of it. Just because I have the car here doesn't mean it's good. It just might mean I like the car. I've only seen a couple of the DeLorean, so I will get into that in just a second. So, of course, this stars, I know I'm going to have to do the introduction. Michael J. Fox does star in this movie. Eric Stoltz was supposed to, but I guess he clashed with director Robert Zemeckis. And Robert Zemeckis, of course, directed Romancing the Stone, as I did review before.
What
So
about the second one?
he did not do Jewel of the Nile. That was somebody different. I remember they made a big deal about that because it wasn't as good of a movie. So but of course, I enjoyed it. You'll have to watch that one because not many people have. They are lost movies. So I actually forgot what else Robert Zemeckis did, but he did some really, really big. He did some really, really good movies. Oh yes, he also did Forrest Gump. Okay,
Now he's naming the director.
I wanted to do the director first. And then, of course, we have Michael J. Fox, who should not need an introduction. but he's going to need an introduction. So before this movie, he of course did the very popular show, one that I did not care for. The name of it is Family Ties,
Never
and
heard
he
of
was on that for several years. That was, and also Tom Hanks did make an appearance in one of the episodes. So,
it. Don't know who that is either.
well, now we are sticking with Michael J. Fox. So he was also in the movie Teen Wolf. He was also in Doc Hollywood. You saw Teen Wolf last year. We watched
Yeah, I
it.
was not a fan. I like the show.
Okay, well, he was in that. He was also in American President.
Nope.
He was in the show Spin City.
Nope.
He was in in some episodes of Boston Legal.
Nope.
He was in Back to the Future Part 2 and 3.
Nope, man. Nope.
Nope and nope. Okay. And then he was also in a movie called Poison Ivy. I don't
Nope.
expect you to know that one. That's fine. So now co-starring with Michael J. Fox is the very talented and very, very good actor, Christopher Lloyd. I guess I saw that coming a mile away. He was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I'm going to name this one since we just reviewed it. He was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit as Judge Doom.
Nope.
He was also in The Addams Family and Addams Family Values, Camp Nowhere,
And
Angels
who?
in the Outfield, Uncle Fester.
He doesn't look like Uncle Fester.
He was in Dennis the Menace as the
Nope.
Thief. You know, I reviewed a lot of these movies. I don't know if I mentioned Camp Nowhere or not.
You did.
Okay, well, I named it last week as well. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving one out. Oh, yes, he was also in. Oh, I forgot the name of that one. Whoops. I will come up with it later. It wasn't one of the main movies that he actually did. He was in Rent-A-Kid. Yeah, it was some movie where he came out of a mental institution besides One Flew Out of the Cuckoo's Nest. Oh, I forgot the name of it. Oh, well, that's okay. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed Christopher Lloyd in, but he was in. Oh, yes, The Page Master. He was in The Page Master. You've seen The Page Master,
I don't even remember, what's his name?
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, I don't even remember him.
He was the librarian at the beginning of the movie. Okay, well, I guess that is it. Christopher Lloyd is crying because somebody doesn't know who he is.
He doesn't look like Uncle Fester.
Okay, well, yeah, well, you just have to picture him bald. So, oh yes, and then he was also in the movie Piranha. That was one of the newer movies he was in, and then he was also in an episode of Cheers. Okay, so that is it for Christopher Lloyd. And then she was also in Leah Thompson. We know.
You did the name again.
Yes, I did.
So you did it.
Okay, well, I had to make sure I got her name right. For some reason, I always say Emma Thompson. It's Leah Thompson, and she was, of course, in the popular show Caroline in the City.
Never heard of it.
So that's.
What the heck did you say it like that for?
I just wanted to say it like that, just to get your attention. She was also in All the Right Moves.
Nope.
She was in. Really? Oh, yeah, she was in Jaws 3.
Nope.
And she was also in Back to the Future 2 and 3,
Nope,
I
and
believe. Okay, well. Oh, yeah, and she was also in Dennis the Menace.
No.
Oh, my
I've
goodness.
seen that. Who was she?
She was the mom. She just had blonde hair.
No. I don't know who that is.
And then, of course, we have Crispin Glover, who is not in the second Back to the Future movie. He had some clashes, I believe, with the director and possibly everybody on the site. So Crispin Glover, of course, is Mr. McFly.
What kind of name is Chris?
You'll have to ask his parents. I don't name these. I don't know how they got that name. And then I believe James McClure plays the older brother. They don't show him much, but he was actually Jimmy from the Superman movies, and he was also in Coach Carter.
No.
And then he was also in Apollo 13.
Nope.
I think his name is James McClure. So he's just sort of a co-star. He's been in things. Oh yes, and then of course we have Thomas Wilson, who plays Biff Tannen. You may not really know who he is, but I remember him from the show Freaks and Geeks. He was the gym teacher, and then of course James Tolkien as Mr. Strickland. the bald guy, of course, you know him from Problem Child 2 and also Top Gun.
No and no.
Oh my goodness, you know, these are pretty decent people here that you're just know and knowing. So,
Nope. Maybe by no, and then I'll tell you I know.
and then I believe Billy Zane is one of the bullies. Um, with part of Biff Tannen's group, you don't really see them a whole lot. They're just kind of there. So of course, this movie is taking place, of course, in 1985, and Marty McFly is trying out to be Battle of the Bands for the school dance, and of course, he gets rejected. And one of the guys rejecting him is actually the guy of the lead band, Huey Lewis and the News. It's actually Huey Lewis himself that says the band is too loud, and they really disguise him well because he did not want to be known as a stickler on MTV.
Who is that?
It's you will hear the song "Power of Love," and that is Huey Lewis and the News singing that.
I don't know what that is.
You will know. I will try to get it in one of the clips. So, people say that he's not going to be amount to be anything good because his dad, George McFly, is a huge disappointment. He obviously his dad has confidence issues, and Biff Tannen just kind of pushes him around. So Marty McFly, of course, is friends with Dr. Emmett Brown, and the principal of Lehigh Valley does not seem to really like Marty McFly. He constantly calls him a slacker and says that Emmett Brown is a big disappointment. So so then the one night he does meet Emmett Brown at night, and he does see the time machine that is made out of a DeLorean, kind of similar to my little thing right here. Oh, and it
What's
lights
the
up.
DeLorean?
It's a car. it was it was a I'm not gonna lie, the car itself, it looks kind of neat. Yes, the doors actually did go up like this. I've seen a couple of them on the road before, but they were actually a big disappointment. AMC made it, so I guess that stands for I guess American Classic. It's more of America makes crap because they really weren't good cars at all. Um, they were a huge disappointment. So, but this was neat though. Dr. Emmett Brown made the DeLorean into a time machine. So how cool is that? It goes 88 miles an hour, and Marty ends up going into the great year of 1955. So he's in 1985 clothes in 1955. So yes, he does get laughed at a little bit, and people think that he's wearing a life preserver and he just jumped ship. So he ends up running into his parents in 1955. His mom actually ends up falling in love with him by accident. So so then he has to get his dad with him because slowly Marty is being erased from existence because he's sort of changing the past. So that makes it very, very interesting. So then he has to see Emmett Brown in 1955 to try to get back home to 1985 because he doesn't have any fuel to get back. I guess this is some of the flaws that Emmett Brown kind of left him with. So I will show the first clip here because I called the 1980s and early 90s the contraption era. Spielberg does it again. He makes contraptions in his movies, so you get to see them once again. So I will show the first clip in just a second.
On all 1985 model Toyotas, you won't find a better car at a better price with better service anywhere in Hill Valley. That's Catherine Toyota in downtown Hill Valley. Missouri. These prices low.
The Senate is expected to vote on this today. Stolen from their vault 2 weeks ago. A Libyan terrorist group had claimed responsibility for the alleged theft. However, officials now attribute the discrepancy to a simple clerical error. The FBI is seeing the matter at this time.
Here's the first clip here, and as you can see, this is the contraption that Dr. Emmett Brown makes. So there's a coffee maker, And then what we did miss is that there's also there's one that does open up a can of dog food, and it puts it right in Einstein's bowl. Of course, Einstein is what he named his dog after wonderful Albert. So the food doesn't look Albert Einstein. Oh dear. So, so anyways, so we don't have to go through Albert Einstein's his very impressive resume. So obviously this dog food looks like the inside of a BJ's bathroom. It doesn't look good at all. So poor Einstein has to eat that. So Marty McFly does come in, and now I'm going to show what happened to the wonderful plutonium that is missing. So, and Marty McFly likes to have fun at Emmett Brown's house, and I will show you why in just a second. What a way to start a movie. Michael J. Fox entrance just blows everybody away, I guess. So that is the wonderful amplifier that Emmett Brown had for him. And of course, he warns him after he talks to him on the telephone that there might be a possible overload with it. Well, no kidding. He just pretty much blew away. It's almost like George Wendt just blew a fart, and this thing would actually be very, very similar. The fat guy from Cheers, or Damian Woody for that matter, that's on Get Up, and he takes up 13 chairs. So I will use Damian Woody as the example. So poor Marty McFly just goes flying across the room and probably has a few bruises along the way. So he is now late for school, but I'm sure Principal Baldylocks will probably forgive him and just not care. But let's see what happens. We get to meet Mr. Strickland in just a second. Well, he ruined it, not me.
Doc, I might understand you're still hanging around with Dr. Emmett Brown McFly. Hearty flip for you, Miss Parker. And one for you, McFly. I believe that makes 4 in a row. Now, let me give you nickels worth of free advice, young man. This so-called Dr. Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase. If you hang around with him, you're going to end up in big trouble. Oh, yes, sir.
Action. Well, here is my guest, Skip. So my little plan did work. He did manage to put his head on my lap. So I guess he is sleeping. I guess he's saying, oh, not another Spielberg movie. So he doesn't seem too thrilled about Back to the Future. So far we are off to a very decent start. I've got a few laughs. So here is Mr. Strickland. I had to at least get him in one shot here. I think Mr. Strickland has different type of methods. I think one of them is cleaning those nice school floors with diesel fuel. I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Baldy would do something like that. So now Marty McFly is going to try out for Battle of the Bands. So now I will show this clip because of the little Huey Lewis and the News comment that I made earlier. So we get to see that in action. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, here is the scene here. That is Huey Lewis with the nerdy glasses, and he's the one that says that they are too darn loud. So Marty, of course, is rejected for Battle of the Bands, and he thinks that he is not any good because he didn't get this high school gig. Well, there's a lot of people that got rejected. Michael Jordan, of course, got cut from his high school basketball team, and look how he ended up. So rejection does happen even to main stars. So his girlfriend, Jennifer, tells him not to give up, which is very good advice. So, of course, he's planning on taking Jennifer to the lake this weekend with his car. Well, let's find out what happens to that. Let's just say a fat slob may have crashed it. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Your car, without telling me it had a blind spot. I could have been killed.
Now, Biff, I never noticed that the car had any blind spot before when I would drive it. My son.
But what are you, blind with blind? It's there. How else do you explain that wreck out there?
Biff, can I assume that your insurance is going to pay for the damage?
Well, my insurance. It's your car. Your insurance should pay for it. I wouldn't know who's going to pay for this. I spilled beer all over when that car smashed into me. Who's going to pay my cleaning bill?
Well, here is the wonderful scene here. Obviously, you can see the front of the car is smashed, and then, of course, Biff is mad at... Okay. Well, the front of the car is smashed to smithereens. So now we get Biff inside the house, yelling at poor George McFly, saying that there was a blind spot, but the front of the car was smashed. So I can just imagine that, oh yes, and then Biff got mad because he spilled his beer while he was drinking and driving. So obviously this is most likely Biff's fault, but of course he's going to blame poor George, and he probably wants his bad insurance company. He probably has the General for car insurance, or he doesn't have annoying Flo. She's probably with Biff. So Biff is mad also that George has light beer in the house. Well, Biff, light beer might actually do you a favor. So Biff's big gut was probably a result of this accident as well. It probably did something. I mean, it probably leaked to the gas pedal and just pushed the car forward. So obviously this is Biff. He is the antagonist in this movie. So I actually think the writing in this is pretty good. I did kind of snicker at this. Somebody else was mad at Biff. I, of course, kind of chuckled at it, saying that this is definitely a very good villain for this movie. So they do a nice job of getting people to really, really hate Biff, and Tom Wilson plays the part really, really well. Talking with Kat. So obviously Biff then, I guess he kind of tricks George McFly into probably paying for this crash, which he caused. But he did say that the person hit him from behind, when clearly that's not what happened. So now Marty doesn't have a car for the lake, but Marty's, let's just say his life experience is about to change quite a bit. So, and it just happens in one night. So now I will now show the next clip. We get to see the time machine. We get to meet Emmett Brown, Libyan terrorists, and Marty, and Einstein as well. So we get to see that all in the very next clip. Hopefully it will not get cut. So I will show that clip in just a second.
See if you bastards can do 90.
So this is a nice little see at this. So this was a mall back in the day. This, I believe, was called the Twin Pines Mall parking lot. So obviously, there's nobody there, and this is taking place in November. You'd think there'd be some type of like Thanksgiving festive um, decorations or something, but or Christmas for that matter. But I guess this is 1985. They didn't like to jump holidays like today. So so this is the time machine that is out of, yes,
Excuse
a
me.
DeLorean. Yes,
You got something to say?
I'm actually making fun of mostly commercials and stories. So this is the wonderful DeLorean. I think this is really cool. Whoever came up with this idea, I tried to find it. I think it may have been Bob Gale or Robert Zemeckis doing this together, or it could have been Spielberg for all we know. Maybe Spielberg owned a DeLorean. That would be pretty cool, huh? So,
I
so
know your obsession is about trying to get annoying.
well, I'm just trying to
Be annoying, yeah.
so anyways, so yes, this is the DeLorean and this is the time machine, and of course the Libyans found out where their wonderful plutonium went. So they found Dr. Emmett Brown, and he's got his little gun there, and they've just got weapons up the wazoo. So they've got bazookas, they've got machine guns, and they have a lot more than that little piece of junk that he has that he couldn't even get a shot off. So Dr. Emmett Brown seems to get shot. So Marty McFly, of course, goes in the time machine and has to. The only way of escaping is going into the wonderful year of 1955. So he does run in.
Back 40 minutes and that saved the other guys.
Yes. So anyways, so he ends up going into 1955 and bumping into his father and Biff. So he gets to see what they are like in 1955. So he does follow George, and from what his mom said, George was bird watching in a tree. We get to see what George was really doing. So bird watching, sure, I guess we'll buy it. So let's see what he was really doing. We will find that out in just a second. Well, so I guess this is what George was really doing. He was possibly bird watching. Maybe he wanted to see a robin's breast. Well, what? It is a possibility. That's what he was trying to look at. So, so then of course he falls out of the tree, almost gets hit by a car. Marty flies in, and and then I guess he's the real McFly, and he jumps in front of the car, he gets hit, and now he's out for the count, and now he's pretty much at his grandparents' house, actually, now that I think of it. So he gets to meet his mom now in 1955. So yeah, this is going to be interesting because I guess when she puts him in bed, I guess she gets to see his purple underwear. So I guess he's got the Prince thing going for him. So I will show that clip in just a second.
There now. Just relax. Been asleep for almost 9 hours now.
You're my mom. You're my mom.
My name is Lorraine. Lorraine Baines? Yeah.
But you're so thin.
Just relax, Calvin. You got a big bruise on your head.
Well, so this is Marty's wonderful mother. So this is what happens. I guess he wakes up, he gets to see a younger version of his mom, and he's got Calvin Klein written on his wonderful pink underwear. I thought I said purple. That, you know what? It doesn't matter. The point is, he shouldn't be wearing either color. It does look kind of goofy. So she said that she's never seen purple underwear before. Well, now she has, and it's on her future son. So she's obviously falling for her future son. And of course, the future son does not like this one little bit. So he is really kind of freaked out by this experience. So this does to get better. So if you haven't seen this movie, so far you're missing out. I'm not going to tell you what my review is yet. So he does go downstairs to eat dinner.
I
Yes.
have not seen this movie.
Do I even want to know?
We tried watching it.
Yes.
Went to bed.
We did not go to bed. We watched it in the afternoon. You were talking to my cousin Kathy, and I don't think you were paying attention to this movie.
I'll
So,
say that's not. Thank you.
okay, so now that we got that whole thing cleared up, yes, you did watch this in the afternoon. So, now, so he goes downstairs, eats dinner, and they are watching Jackie Gleason, and they just picked up their first television set. Yes, TV was new back then. And then Marty opens up his big mouth and says that he has two of them. I forgot to look up how much TV sets cost in these days, but you pretty much just had one. That's it. There was just that. It was just that. You just had one. They cost a lot of money. They were also a big, heavy piece of furniture. So that is pretty much the only TV set you were ever going to have because they lasted longer than 20 minutes. So so then he says that he saw that episode on a rerun, and of course they looked at him like he had lobsters crawling out of his ears. They all looked at him very, very strangely because there were no reruns. You watched TV live back in those days. Even commercials were live. Some of them were. Ask Regis Philbin, who couldn't close a microwave. What do you call those? I forgot. Oh, easy bake ovens. That's it. He couldn't get it to close, so it kept opening up on live TV. So and that was in black and white. So, anyways, so then moving on, Lorraine continues to make moves on him, and he really doesn't like this, and he ends up running out. But before he does, he sees his Uncle Joey that is in jail, and he liked his crib because it has bars. So that part was kind of funny too. So the writing in this and the little comedy that it shows throughout the movie is just really, really good. Bob Gale does a really nice job of this, and I'm well aware that I keep talking, but I cannot help it. I'm not like Jeremy Johns. I'm explaining things. So now he gets to go visit the Emmett Brown mansion. So I will show that clip in just a second.
I'm going to read your thoughts. Let's see now. You come here from a great distance?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me. You want me to buy a subscription to the Saturday Evening Post? No, not a word now. Why? Donations. You want me to make a donation to the Coast Guard Youth Auxiliary?
Doc, I'm from the future. I came here in a time machine that you invented. Now I need your help to get back to the year 1985.
Do you know what this means?
And look at this picture. My brother, my sister, and me. Look at her sweatshirt, Doc. Class of 1984.
Pretty mediocre photographic paper here, cut off your brother's hair. Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Done. Well, here's the interesting here with Dr. Emmett. I really hope that this clip doesn't get cut because I do like the little part here where he says to name the president in 1985. When I got carded once, somebody did ask who the president was, and for some reason I had to think about it even though I knew the answer. But yes, it was Ronald Reagan. For somebody in 1955, they might actually laugh at this because, yes, at one time he was an actor, and then he got into politics, and then ended up, of course, being president in this year. So yes, it was a little hard for him to believe, and of course, he did laugh at it. So he did realize that the president does have to look good on television because he had his little camcorder, and he was very impressed with that. Um, they obviously didn't have these in 1955. So later on, they did come out with one, but it did not look anything like that. So he does meet Dr. Emmett Brown. So now they take a trip to his high school in 1955. The place does look a lot cleaner, and he gets to see his wonderful father. He was loved by his classmates. So I will show you how loved he was in just a second.
That's him. Okay, okay, you guys. Very funny. You guys are being real mature.
Maybe we were adopted.
Okay, real mature, guys. Okay, next week, pick up my boys. Why? That's Strickland. Jesus, didn't that guy ever have hair?
Shape up, man. You're a slacker. You want to be a slacker for the rest of your life? No. But it should.
Well, this is wonderful George McFly. Obviously, he's the most popular guy in school. They are just kicking him all over the hallway. Well, I'm sure he's run into a few stop signs in his day. So, good old George McFly here. Well, look at this. And we have Mr. Strickland, who apparently still doesn't have that much hair on his head. So, I think it's kind of it's quite amazing that he has made it 30 plus years in the education world and hasn't really aged a bit. So Dr. Emmett Brown does ask if they maybe he was adopted. So he explains the whole story to him. But the little picture that Marty gave him, the family members are starting to phase. They're starting to get erased from existence because obviously Lorraine and George are not really, they're not talking at all. So so if they don't get married, then there is no McFly family. So now he is going to. Now he found out that George is actually writing science fiction novels. So that's where the creative gene comes into play. Marty writes songs and can play music. George writes science fiction stories, which is actually pretty cool. So science fiction in these days were pretty much there were some really good science fiction movies. The Forbidden Planet was one of them that kind of started the whole Star Trek and Star Wars. So it would go over really well. So so now Marty is going to pretend to be an alien, and let's see how well this goes.
Who are you?
Silence, Bergman! Darth Vader.
I, okay. Well, Stimpy decided to join us for this. He is way too close to Skipper, and he's trying to chew the wire, I think. So, anyways, so this is the scene here where Marty pretends to be an alien and melt his brain, um, unless George ends up asking Lorraine to the dance. So he does attempt to do this, but Biff intercedes, and then of course Marty punches Biff. This just kind of lights Lorraine's fire even more for her wonderful future son Marty. So all it does is cause a problem. So so of course now that Biff is now chasing Marty, and Marty seems to invent the skateboard at the same time. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Support with real.
It's an absolute dream.
Pause with your mom. Running. Well, this is what happens here. So, what? Stimpy? What about it? Would I have to introduce him again? Well, so this is the little part here with the little skateboard, and obviously Lorraine is just head over heels for this Calvin Klein. So, obviously, Biff runs into some manure. They collected this from the local McDonald's. So, one of the bathrooms overflowed. So now Biff's car is just totaled in manure, and so is he. So he is not happy. Him and his little gang there of useless minions. So so now I will show the next clip of Doc's little plan to get Marty back into the future. They found out where lightning is going to strike because it strikes the clock tower that year, so the clock doesn't work no more. So this is the way to get the car up to the gigawatts that is needed to take him back in time, because obviously plutonium, you can't get that in 1955. He had trouble getting it in 1985. So I can just imagine the obstacles he would have to go through to get it then. So I will show the clip of them planning this little getaway in just a second.
Release.
You're instilling me with a lot of confidence, Doc.
Don't worry, I'll take care of you.
So here is Doc's little plan here. So this is the plan to get him back. So Marty's plan with George is he's going to get a little bit aggressive with Lorraine. Lorraine's going to yell for help. George is going to intercede and punch Marty and be the hero. That was the plan. But things got a little bit different. So I will show you what happens. And this will be the final clip in just a second.
Hey, you, get your damn hands off.
Oh, I think you got the wrong car, McFly.
George, help me, please.
Just turn around, McFly. All right, McFly. You're asking for it, and now you're going to get it.
Matthew, break his arm.
So this is the final clip that I am showing. You'll have to watch out. You'll have to watch the rest of the movie for yourself and find out if Marty does indeed make it to the clock tower on time. There are a few more obstacles in this movie, but you will have to check it out. So these classic 80s movies are just absolutely terrific, and this is a definite must watch. I do highly recommend this, and this is one you can actually watch with your family. There really isn't anything too bad in this. Yes, there's no tights, capes, and lasers, but lots and lots of excitement. This is a movie that I actually want to watch right now. So if I had to give this a review or a grade, I would definitely give this an A minus. The writing is absolutely excellent. The acting is not. There's no overacting in this at all, and I give Robert Zemeckis lots of credit for not wanting to reboot this, because I can just imagine the clowns that they would have in this movie today. Christopher Lloyd would be replaced by Ed Helms, and Marty would probably be replaced with some no talent kid actor in today's world. And I don't even want to know who would play the mom. I don't know any of today's. Oh, probably Kristen Stewart, the mindless, motionless actress. So And George McFly, I have no idea. Probably Ryan Reynolds or something. So I will definitely give this a must watch. You can probably stream this, I'm guessing, on probably Disney. That would be. Oh, it's on Netflix? Oh, perfect. It's on Netflix. So if you overpay for Netflix, that is perfectly fine. You can now get Back to the Future. Um, I I hope we are right on that. Universal does own this, so Universal will probably be
It will
giving
not
me.
be on Disney.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, now that I'm getting educated on streaming services, this is one that you should just. What?
It'll be on Disney.
Oh, okay. It would be on Peacock then. My advice is to just buy the trilogy like I did back in the early 2000s. It came in a nice case, and I think it was like $40 or something for all three movies, which back then, by the way, was a bargain. So it was. So this is definitely one to definitely check out. So please comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.